So the biggest, most important question, primary, central to the reason we're talking today, the number one question from the internet. It is so ridiculous, but I must ask: have you seen Gavin? Who is Gavin? So for more context, there's a guy named Nigel in Red Dead Redemption 2 who's frantically searching for a mystery man named Gavin throughout the game. This has become one of the biggest mysteries amongst the interwebs, the RDR fan base. So the theories include: theory one is it's a split personality disorder. Nigel himself is Gavin. So the evidence is the letter for this theory that has some evidence that maybe due to trauma, the split personality disorder was created. Gavin was created inside Nigel's mind. Theory two is Gavin is dead and Nigel's simply in denial. Theory three is that it's just a troll and Rockstar intentionally created an unsolvable mystery to drive players crazy. I also heard theory four is Gavin is the strange man. So there's this fascinating character, the strange man, this supernatural character that has a presence in RDR1 and a little bit in RDR2 also. Yeah. So which theory is closest to the truth?
Not 3 or 4. Somewhere in my mind, somewhere between 1 and 2. Yeah, I just loved the way he shouted Gavin. It just amused me. So at some level, it probably is trolling in that we didn't want it to be a totally clear mystery. Mm-hmm. You wanted it to have a little bit of adventure to it. But it was meant to be, without ever fully being explained, that Gavin's not there anymore. Gavin's either gone home, Gavin's left him, and we were going to keep exploring that idea. He was going to reappear in some way or other.
Did you have any idea how much imagination, excitement, and curiosity that little interaction would inspire in people?
Yes and no. I mean, no, you never know what people are going to find amusing in these big games. And a lot of it comes down to acting as well. The guy was just funny when he said Gavin. Yeah. It was just funny, but there was a ped in Red Dead Redemption 1 that everyone was obsessed by. And I really wasn't expecting that. So we try and put a few characters in. I mean, Gavin was supposed to be amusing. I thought he was amusing. But you never know what people are going to get obsessed by. There are other characters I think are funny and the people don't even notice them, or they see them in a completely different way.
Did you have a part in writing the letter?
Yeah, I can't remember if I wrote it or either I wrote it or Mike wrote it or we both wrote it. I really can't remember, to be honest with you. But yeah, I certainly would have edited it and Mike might have written it or I might have written it. I really can't remember.
It's so fascinating because that little piece of writing, of course you have thousands of pages. Yeah, that little piece of writing gets analyzed.
Oh, but we certainly talked about it in depth. And if Mike was here, I'd ask it. He might remember. I can't. We do so much of those things, and I loved the use of letters in Red Dead to tell all these weird backstories, and some became very clear, and some were still a little kind of opaque. But the general vibe was there was no Gavin. Either there was no Gavin, or we'd long since left. So it's kind of a split personality, and then we were going to over subsequent games provide more information.
So in some sense, you yourself don't quite know. You kind of have an idea. So he could like which way do you lean more, theory 1 or 2? Is he dead and the guy and Nigel's in denial, or is there real communication going inside his head?
No, Gavin existed. So it wasn't that he was a split personality. And the only thing we hadn't really decided was in a future game, were we going to reveal that Gavin was dead or was Gavin going to turn up having long since abandoned this maniac? That was what we're still playing around with. I think the idea was that he was never going to meet Gavin in this game.
It's just fascinating because you have to think about all of that. You have to write all of that. You have to have those discussions. You have to have those debates,
and it has to feel fresh. That was what we've done before. Constantly looking as you do. I think I did. Somewhere between 15 and 20 of these games. Got to do stuff that's new. It can't repeat itself too much.
I mean, we also live in the age of the internet. Just you realize there's millions of people worrying about where and who Gavin is.
Thank God.
It's it's fascinating that they're having. Think about people reading James Joyce or something, and thinking about the breaking apart Ulysses and thinking about like arguing about different interpretations of it. To me, that in itself is also beautiful.
Yeah, we want the side mysteries to be solvable up to a point, but you still want these discussions.
Yeah,
you know, and you want,
the
but
mystery.
as long as it feels tonally appropriate for this whole big sort of Shaggy Dog story experience you're making. Which Gavin was just about, and he was so weird, and it just was intrinsically, there was just something funny about an English person screaming Gavin. I don't know why.
Yeah, some of that humor. I mean, there's certainly in Red Dead Redemption there's humor, but there's a lot of it in Grand Theft Auto, and it's hard to put into words why that's funny, why it becomes meme, why it becomes viral, because it's just funny.
I know why I think it's funny, but what I'm not good at doing, at least, is going, this thing will become really popular online and this other thing won't.
Yeah.
You can create this bunch of 50 different side things that people might get captivated by, and you just do not know what they're going to respond to.
How do you know when something's funny? Is it you just feel it?
I know what I think is funny. It's
you just giggle at it yourself.
Just because it's ridiculous as well. That was just there's nothing funny about a dude shouting Gavin a lot.
Yeah.
He just said it in a I just thought it might be funny, and he just said it in such a funny way.
Yeah,
and then it just became funny. Like we often have those side characters, and they're not that funny, and I think they're going to be hysterical. And then you put them in the game, and they're fine, but they're not amazing. That guy just brought that stuff to life.
Yeah. And there's a backstory too. I mean, Londoner and not.
Yeah, I think that was what, just there's something sometimes fun. An English person saying the name Gavin is quite funny.
Yeah.
I don't know why.